That's a thing.
That's a thing. That's all I got. You got anything else you want?
No. We could touch on real quick Roman Reigns and Vince McMahon's supposed comment.
Oh, yes. So apparently, the scuttlebutt, the hearsay, if you will, the rumor in the groomer. I went for a phrase and there's nothing there. The scuttlebutt is that Vince McMahon is getting sick of Roman Reigns. Not necessarily getting sick of him, but getting tired of pushing him and getting nothing in return.
Getting booze in return. Not booze. Booze. I hope so. Like I said before, like Roman Reigns, he's a decent guy. He can stick around for sure, but he does not sell well. And it's not even the fact that he's a bad wrestler because he's decent. It's just the fact that you keep just forcing him down people's throats. Like, you will take this and you will like it. It's, even if you did maybe like it a little bit at first, eventually you're like, no, I'm done with this. I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
I know from experience. Yeah, it's just, no, Roman Reigns just needs to take a breather. Just go away for a while. Just chill out. We went to the house show in Bismarck here, and he got a pretty positive pop.
But he does well in smaller towns.
Yep.
Though. Like that's in larger towns, which is where most of your Raws happen. He gets booed.
Yep.
And if you're wondering why he gets the push he does, that's because in the larger towns he gets booed a lot with the smart wrestling fans, whatever you want to call them. But in the smaller towns, he's over. Because apparently we don't have minds of our own, and we
now that you already
drink the Kool-Aid.
Now that you already said what I was just going to ask if it was okay if I could say, I was just going to mention, is it because people that live around here don't follow wrestling like as much as we do? Because I feel like wrestling is more of a casual thing for most people.
Yeah.
Like, we follow it pretty tightly. I mean, I don't watch it a whole lot, but I keep up on the news, and I kind of am lightly involved in it all the times. Yeah, I'm always aware of it. So, like, when I know that because I know of Roman Reigns, it's just... But people that don't follow it real hardcore and aren't really worried about who's getting the push and all that, they're not gonna.
I think that is because there's more casual fans. Also, it's more of a family thing here. I think. Whereas it's, the kids like Roman because of the way that his storyline is written.
Yep.
And they don't lose their minds and roll their eyes when he says "suffering succotash" or whatever terrible promos he.
I almost feel like it's because there's a lack of recognition of talent in a sense.
Yeah.
Like, we have seen a lot of wrestling in our day, so we can look at Roman Reigns and say, he's got a factor, but it's not there. Whereas you look at someone, like we were watching the other night, Shinsuke Nakamura, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe. You can look at that guy and you can say, he's got what it takes. He's going to pop real hard, and has the talent and the ability to go the distance. We want to support that. Whereas Roman Reigns, he's The Rock's cousin.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, is he is generic.
Exactly, yep.
He's definitely... He's creator wrestler number...
That
creator wrestler number 8.
God.
Down to the tribal tattoo.
Yep. Just, it's... Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with a tribal tattoo.
No.
You can have one if you want one, but
it
just makes him generic.
Mm-hmm.
And and like I said, it's really too bad because I personally feel too that he's not a bad wrestler.
Right.
He's good at what he does. I bet he could be really good on the mic if they let him talk and not make him do his Seussical promos.
Yeah.
And he was just a victim of bad circumstance.
Right.
His, if you remember a while back, his injury that happened to him made it so that when he won the Rumble, he kind of came out of nowhere, and that pissed a lot of people off.
Yep.
He also won the Rumble that everybody wanted Daniel Bryan to win. So, I mean, talk about...
Yeah.
Freaking putting a gun to the guy's head.
Yeah.
And...
It's kind of unfortunate that the writers aren't willing to or able to adapt to those situations. So.
I cannot remember a wrestler that has had that much bad luck that they haven't cut the cord on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes one or two things will happen. You'll be like Wade Barrett.
Yep.
Prime example. They'll say, well, we were going to give him a push, but then he got injured, so we cut everything down. We laid him back. We let him cool off for a while. We brought him back here. We let this and this and this happen. And that tends to be what they do. They don't jump in, neck deep the way that they did with him with anybody. And it's still kind of crazy to me that they did. They must have believed to the moon and back that he was the next Rock.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad they didn't push on, at the very least, I'm glad they didn't push on Roman like they did with Sheamus and Lesnar back in the day, where they come out, they win a championship right away, and then people just kind of don't care anymore.
Yeah.
And then they like have a whole thing where they lose the championship and then build them back up again. Because Sheamus now, like...
Yeah, because Roman is still interesting.
Right,
Roman can still do things that are interesting. Sheamus, like, yeah. If he gets another championship, you're like, oh, well, I guess it's that time of the year again.
Yep.
They
pushed him too far, too fast, and it caused him to just fizzle out right away. Mm-hmm. Lost all interest in what he could do because he's already done the most he can do. I mean, but yeah, with Roman, he's still got a chance to possibly have a decent future in wrestling. Yeah.
So what do you do at this point? You are Vince McMahon. You have a weird crush on your daughter.
I run for president.
You run for president. You and Trump. Battle of the Billionaires, take 2.
Yep.
And have... well, no, I can't do it because now, unfortunately, Umaga died. Maybe but then you can have Roman Reigns. Have another Samoan do it for him. Be his Secretary of Defense or whatever.
I'd get myself run over by Rikishi. If I was Vince McMahon and I was in charge of all that, and Roman Reigns was where he's at right now, it's hard to say whether I would just pull back on how hard I'm pushing him or I would do something like injure him. That's not a threat. I would just probably like have him have like a
give him the Kerrigan treatment,
a kayfabe injury, and just like, okay, he's out for a while. We got to just let him rest, and you can have him do his appearances here and there, whatever, and but have it be just an appearance and don't try and push him. Just have him show up, and so people kind of remember who he is, Or you can give him the Cena treatment, have him go away, and then just come back in all this glory, and then... But it's tough to say exactly, but I think the best thing for Roman right now is to kind of just go away for a while. A month or 2 at least.
Here's my idea. You kind of blur the line once again. When Cena comes back, you have them help Cena win that title. You screw him out of the title, and you have them say, Roman, you were our guy for a while, but man, you're just not doing it for people. I'm sorry,
right?
But you're just not good enough, and neither are your brothers. I think that we should fire you guys, or do something like that.
Right.
Send them off, send the packing. That would be the thing. Fire them, and then they're gone. And everyone's like, "Oh my God, they're gone," and then you can do the thing where, they're gone for a month or whatever. Then, bam, they show up in the crowd. Just do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Steal Dean Ambrose's gimmick of hiding in cupboards and boxes.
Popping out of people's wallets and things like that.
Wallets.
Gotcha.
They show Triple H and Stephanie at home, and he unzips his pants at the end of the day, and Roman Reigns pops out and spears Stephanie.
I'd watch
what
that.
The hell?
I'd watch that.
Where'd he come from? Usos are hiding in his socks.
Oh yeah, that's I think what in having help Cena win the title, as much as I would hate to have Superman have another belt under his belt.
Yeah.
Another title under his belt. It would work.
Who do you give that title to at this point?
It'd work.
I mean, like you said, you don't want to give it to Sheamus because Sheamus is bull.
Yep.
AJ Styles, I still think he's too new.
He's too new. Yep. That would be another Sheamus type
It's
situation.
great that they're doing it with him, and maybe by SummerSlam you can start testing the waters. Definitely, I think by Survivor Series he'll be around long enough and have enough cred.
Yeah. What about Kevin Owens?
To do it.
I think he's still. I think he might be a little bit.
He'd be very new, but he'd be a great heel champion.
Yep.
To all your other returning baby faces,
which I feel like is something that WWE kind of needs.
They do need heels. Seth Rollins is coming back soon. He'd be a guy you could give the title back to him. Could be the guy who injures Roman.
Yep.
Once again, like they said,
poetry.
They could screw him out of the title and give it to Seth and say, sorry. And then once again,
as long as they don't do it under the guise of the Authority.
Yeah. The triple threat we want for WrestleMania of Ambrose and.
Yeah.
That'd be even better. Turn Ambrose heel. Oh.
That'd be awesome.
Oh. I know he's over and he's a baby. You got too many baby faces though. You got Sami Zayn, huge baby face. You got Cesaro, huge baby face. Even Owens to an extent.
Yeah, well, because he's the Stone Cold heel where he's loved whether you.
Yeah.
He gets a reaction.
I'd say a good comparison is Edge.
Yep.
Edge is a guy that you love him being a bad guy.
Right.
You just love to watch him be an asshole and all that stuff.
That's about perfect.
That's Owens.
All the way.
Because even if you see him on Twitter, it's Troll Owens Troll. He's the man. And he's a great wrestler too, so yeah, that's the free advice we got for you there, WWE.
Keith Apicary. Just gonna say that. If you don't know who that is, go look him up on YouTube. You will be amazed.
Dolph Ziggler's mystery partner, Keith Apicary. Keith Apicary. I haven't watched any of his videos in for frickin' ever.
It's been a while for me too.
What?
But yeah.
Yes. Apparently he's been training.
Very hard.
He's ready.
Learn how to manipulate a man's body.
Teach me how to manipulate a man's body.
Yeah, I think
he'd fit well though. They don't have any goofball comedy acts.
Not really.
Like that. Enzo and Cass, they're funny, but I mean they're not goofball like that. Right. They're the insult.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious because they come out against the Dudleys and they're super tame compared. If you remember, I don't know if you've seen any of the original ECW stuff with the Dudleys. Like you'd go up to the, this is the mother and this is the daughter she taught to suck. Stuff. Yep. And just no filter off the cuff. Just the horrible things they'd say. And then Enzo's like, your mama's casserole ain't very good. And everyone's like, oh. And I'm like, dude, the Dudleys would bury you in 95.
Oh, man.